Dodi and Diana being murdered, definitely. I am the father who knows everything, who follow up everything, who see things, because I am the one who been hit by the tragedy. Because they still don't accept that Dodi, my son, an Egyptian, a Muslim, can be the stepfather of the future king, right?
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope we're all doing okay and are well. Today is a really interesting one, more interesting than normal, if you like. So we pay our respects to Mr. Dodi Al-Fayed, the billionaire son of Mohamed Al Fayed, and of course famously known for being in a relationship with Lady Diana, Princess of Wales. So no matter what your stance is on the royal family, your opinion, whether you love them, hate them, agree with them, and so on, and whatever your thoughts are on Mohamed Al Fayed and his ventures, this is definitely something that you guys will be aware of and will definitely have an opinion of. I mean, it was huge news at the time, and rightly so. So today we visit the initial resting place of where Dodi Al-Fayed was laid to rest. So he was laid to rest here for the first month, and there was a book of condolences. Lots of people, lots of press turned up, paid their respects, signed the condolences book. There was a van that was there 24/7 with security in it to watch over where Dodi was laid to rest. I think Mohamed Al Fayed visited every evening and would sit with his son. So it was massive, it was huge news. So we visit where he was initially laid to rest, and then I think after a month he was removed and interned on the family estate. We also visit the building where his Park Lane apartment was, and this is where, after he passed away, it was left as it was, and it was turned into a bit of a time capsule. So when he passed away, it wasn't touched, nothing was changed since. And I think Mohamed Al Fayed would go and sit in the apartment as well to be close to Dodi. And listen, no matter what people's opinions are, it's absolutely tragic at the end of the day. No parent should bury a child, and it's just really sad, really. You can't imagine the pain and you know what he went through. It must have been really hard and horrible. So guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to give you a bit more info on Mr. Dodi Al-Fayed. Imad Eldin Mohammed Abdul Mena M. Fayed, born on April the 15th, 1955 in Egypt. The eldest child of billionaire businessman Mohamed Al Fayed, the famous owner, or former owner rather, of the Harrods department store in Knightsbridge, British Football Club Fulham, and the Ritz Hotel in Paris, amongst many other businesses. So, more commonly known as Dodi Al-Fayed, Dodi went to several prestigious schools and colleges in Egypt and Switzerland. He also actually attended the Royal Military Academy as well in the UK, in Sandhurst, which is where Prince Harry and Prince William would later attend. So when Dodi completed his education, he became the attaché at the United Arab Emirates Embassy in London. So he was there for a couple of years, and then in the late 70s, early 80s, he moved into the film industry, and he was actually connected to quite a few big projects. He was connected to the Oscar-winning Chariots of Fire, Breaking Glass, and Steven Spielberg's Hook as well, as an executive producer. So Dodi received a monthly allowance from his father of around £400,000 a month, as well as having his own apartment in London's Park Lane and on the Champs-Élysées in Paris. And let me know if I say that right, guys, by the way. So Dodi was known, of course, for coming from a very wealthy family, for his dad owning, you know, one of the most prestigious department stores in the world and a very posh hotel and so on. But of course, Dodi will always be known for, or best known for, his relationship with Diana, the Princess of Wales. So the two would have crossed paths on various occasions over the years prior to them being romantically involved. And this would have been at things like polo matches and sort of charity dinner events and that sort of thing. And I think on occasion, Dodi's dad, Mohamed Al Fayed, would have sponsored sort of various polo events, and Prince Charles would be playing at the match, and so would Dodi. So they would have met on various occasions, but they didn't actually become romantically involved until sort of 1996, 1997. So Lady Diana's divorce from Prince Charles wasn't official or rubber stamped and given the all clear until August 1996, but the couple actually split, or separated I should say, in 1992. So around the 1996 period, she was actually coming out of a relationship with a heart surgeon, Hanzat Khan, and Dodi was romantically involved with the model Kelly Fisher. And it's actually been put out there that they were actually engaged, but this was later denied by the Fayed family. And I think she actually took a lawsuit out against him for breach of contract when she found out about the relationship between Dodi and Diana, which she later dropped because of the fatal incident that occurred. So around August 1996, once the divorce was finalised, it was around this sort of time that Mohamed Al Fayed invited Lady Diana to vacation with the Fayed family in the south of France, and he invited Diana and Prince Harry and Prince William as well. And it's sort of thought of that it was around this sort of time and during this vacation that the romance and the relationship between Dodi and Diana sort of moved forward, if you like, to the next stage. And it was the following year, so August the 10th, 97, that one of the British papers, the Sunday Mirror, published the famous photo of the both of them on a yacht. So it was Dodi and Diana on the Fayed family yacht with the huge headline, "The Kiss." And apparently the newspaper paid a phenomenal amount of money, it was like a record amount, to purchase the initial rights. So they were the first to publish this photo, and they published it, and it created an absolute sort of craze and real stir amongst everyone. And because of the large amount of money that they paid as well for the photo, the media, like the paparazzi, everyone went crazy, and they were so desperate to get photos of the couple moving forward that they would go to absolute crazy lengths. I mean, the media is crazy anyway, let alone when you're a couple of that sort of stature or background, if you like. So the following week, around the 20th of August, the couple allegedly flew into Monaco and they visited a very exclusive jeweller's, and Dodi purchased a ring. And there was all sorts of rumours flying about in the press and everywhere that Dodi was going to propose and they were going to get married. The following week, the 30th of August 97, Dodi and Diana flew into Paris, and as you would expect, like normal, there was an absolute sort of media circus, media frenzy, and they were at the Ritz Hotel, which was owned by Dodi's dad. So the media were camped outside the main entrance at the front. I think they were at the rear entrance as well. Dodi and Diana dined at the hotel. It was around 12:30 a.m. They left via the rear entrance, which had press outside anyway, in their Mercedes, and they were accompanied by their driver, Henry Paul, and their bodyguard, Trevor Rees-Jones. So as they left, they were followed, of course, by motorbikes and cars and paparazzi trying to get photos. And Tragically, they were involved in a fatal accident as they entered the nearby French tunnel, which was literally minutes from Dodi's apartment. So there's a few different stories that have been said, lots of different evidence and rumours and so on. But it's been said that initially their vehicle, which was a Mercedes, hit another vehicle, which caused them to lose control. And the other vehicle they hit was being driven by a paparazzi. But ultimately their Mercedes did lose control and it ended up hitting a concrete column in the tunnel. Tragically, Dodi Al-Fayed and the vehicle driver, Henry Paul, were instantly killed. Medical crews arrived. Diana was alive and so was the bodyguard, Trevor Rees-Jones. They were rushed to hospital. Tragically, as we all know, they couldn't save Diana. Trevor Rees-Jones would go on to make a recovery, but ultimately would have no recollection of the events on that evening. So we have Brookwood Cemetery here, and the south side of the cemetery over here. So, the book of condolences that was signed, or being signed by everyone and people that wanted to pay their respects, that was in this area, and it was also where the camper van was parked during the days that Dodi was here, which had the security guys in it, which kept an eye over where he was laid to rest for, and they were here 24/7. So that was here. And he was actually laid to rest just here. And this area was specifically chosen by his dad, Mohamed Al Fayed, apparently. And there is someone up there just sitting by a grave, so out of respect, guys, I'm not going to go up there and film, but we can see it pretty clearly. Actually, I think the lady has just gone, so maybe we will go and have a quick look. So, this is where he was actually laid to rest, in this area here. And that's where we just were over there, where the van would have been parked. So guys, we are on London's prestigious Park Lane, and we are just coming up to the building where Dodi's apartment was. 60 Park Lane. And this is where he spent a great deal of his time when he was in London. And you've got Park Lane BMW just opposite, right in front of us. And London's famous Hyde Park just across the road, literally opposite. So I would think Dodi's apartment would be, if they're not all penthouses, his would have been a penthouse, and it would have probably been right at the top with the balcony, probably we can just see. London is always busy. And just at the bottom, you've got Harrods Estates, luxury property agents. So there's probably a very good chance that Mohamed Al Fayed maybe owned the building back in the day. So, guys, such a huge series of events, really. I mean, even from them being together initially, romantically involved, that was absolutely huge, wasn't it? I mean, it dominated everything at that time, around that sort of period. It was all over the news, all over the newspapers. It was all you would read about, and it wasn't small news. It was potentially big news, wasn't it? It was everywhere. To the fateful car accident, really, just absolutely tragic, and the conspiracy theories that are out there. It wasn't an accident, it was, you know, it was done for this reason or that reason, something that will always be discussed. But what I wanted to ask, guys, from you is not the normal typical question. What I want to know is, and what I want to hear your thoughts on is, if they weren't involved in that car accident, would they still be together and potentially married? What do we think? Because there were rumours, as I just said, that they visited in a very exclusive jewellers, and Dodi purchased a ring, which I think was found in his apartment after he passed away. So maybe it was a very serious relationship going down that road. So let me know your thoughts, guys. I mean, I remember exactly where I was when I heard the initial news about the accident, because it was absolutely everywhere. Diana's funeral, I think the whole country shut down. From what I remember, it was like a Saturday, and out of respect, everything closed down for that day. It was absolutely mega, and rightly so. It wasn't a small thing. So let me know, guys, if you visited. Like, if you lined the streets on that day, if you're in the UK to watch the funeral, or you laid flowers, or you saw the memorial that was put in place by Mohamed Al Fayed in the Harrods department store. I know you had a memorial created and put on display in Harrods. just let me know. I'd be really curious and interested, and I'm sure everyone else would be as well that's watching. So guys, can I ask you to please like the video and subscribe to the channel? More importantly, if you don't subscribe, why not? All you've got to do is push the button. It costs absolutely nothing. I do hope you enjoyed it, guys. I really enjoyed this one, and I will see you on the next video. I will see you soon.